All right, YouTube, this is D coming right back at you with another review. This particular review is going to be on a Lanzar HTG HTG157 amplifier. This is a one-channel MOSFET amplifier, and it's supposedly rated at 3,000 watts peak, I believe. Yeah. So pretty much this thing saying that it would output at 3,000 watts peak, and that would be, I believe, at 2 ohms of resistance. Yeah, I paid like $100 for this thing from Walmart, and no, I'm not disappointed with the money, with the amplifier that I got, and with the money that I spent for it. But please know, people, this thing is not about to give you 3,000 watts. I mean, it's a very simple method, very simple way that you can figure out if an amplifier, just by sight of an amplifier, if it even comes close to what it's rated at, or these numbers that they put on the outside of them to kind of like bait you in or whatever. And again, I have nothing against Walmart, where I bought this amplifier from. I'm very pleased with the $100 that I spent on this amplifier. I have nothing against Lanzar in itself as a company. I don't. Now, the exaggerated number that they placed here, the 3,000 watt rating of this amplifier, I do kind of have a problem with that. I do have something against that because it's very misleading. But they're not the only ones that do it. My point is to make here is to kind of like put people up on something that I learned a long time ago, that these numbers really don't mean anything. It's all about performance. And a quick and easy way that you can figure out if this thing or any amplifier can hold up for what it's rated at is to simply look at the fuse. Look at, and please, people, disregard all this right here, what I got going on. I got in a separate video that I'm gonna explain what all this is and what I'm doing right here. But for right now, I'm just gonna focus on this fuse right here. Let me see if I can get this thing to focus. 30 amp fuse. So let's take this back to school, and I'm gonna show you guys something right quick. And just, some simple math can keep you guys out of a lot of confusion later on down the road when you think you're out actually putting out these numbers that these things got posted here, and you're really not. So let's take this to the whiteboard. All right, so what we all learned, may have or may not have learned a long time ago, is that wattage is equal to amps or amperes times voltage, okay? Of course, we can take that on the other side of the equal sign there, and it can be the same thing, pretty much. Amps times voltage equal wattage. It's this exact same thing, just put things on different side of the equal sign. All right, let's bring that down, right? And let's just say, for instance, if this thing was rated at a 40 amp fuse, meaning that it can allow 40 amperes of current to flow through it before it actually blow that fuse. Now, you've seen that was rated at actually 30 amps. So right now we have a formula for 40 amps. And just to keep it, we're just gonna move forward with this. I was gonna change to 30, but I'm not. I'm gonna leave it at an amperage that even bigger than what it actually takes, which right now is 30 amperes. Okay, so that's 40 times 12. That's the voltage that an average car battery puts out, is 12 voltage. Of course, the alternator is always going to amplify that to some degree. So we're going to factor that in as well. But just looking at a 12 volt rating and 40 amp rating, you're only equaling to like 480 watts. That's it. That's not even close to what this thing is rated out of the box. Out of the box, it's telling you this. It's saying that it is rated at 650 watt RMS at a 4 ohm load. Or you can get 1500 watts RMS at 2 ohms, at a 2 ohm load. Now keep in mind, people, for those who don't know what RMS is, in a nutshell, what it is it's the constant wattage that you can run this thing at at that level of resistance at 4 ohms or 2 ohms without it damaging the system. It can do this all day long without hurting it. Now, peak is different. Of course, the peak in this case is always double what the RMS is. The RMS is always going to be less than peak, because peak is what is going to output at like those heavy or high bass notes that it just do every now and then. But RMS is supposed to be something that it's like cruise control. It can handle that all day, every day. So this thing is supposed to be putting out 650 watt RMS at 4 ohms. Of course, that'll be like 12 something at or 13 at peak at 4 ohms, and of course it'll be 3,000 watts peak at 2 ohms. But in this case, it's 1,500 watt RMS. This is just simply not the case. Not with a 30 amp fuse in it is not, because that lets you know if it goes over 30 amps of current flowing through that system, through that amplifier, it's going to blow that fuse. That's what it's designed to do. So how are you can't even do 40 amps according to the math. And if your alternator is capable of outputting 14 volts or more, we're going to say 14 volts. Because like I said, the alternator is going to increase the voltage to some degree. So most amplifiers, quality amplifiers, I think it's 14.5 is what they test their amps at. So even at 14 volts with a 40 amp fuse or a 40 amp limit, that's what the fuse does. It limits it's a cutoff rate for the amplifier. It's saying that, hey, this amplifier was not meant to take this much current flow. It can't flow these many amps, can't take this many amps, so we're going to shut this thing down. Now, even at 14 volts, this thing is only capable of 460 watts with a 40 amp fuse. And keep in mind, this thing got a 30 amp fuse in it. So that's a no-brainer. This thing is not getting nearly what, and this is supposed to be at 2 ohms, because it's supposed to be 2 ohms stable. So it's not nearly getting nowhere near 650 watt RMS. Ain't no way it's gonna do that. And to be honest with you, I think this would be even less than a 2 ohm load right here. This would be wide open. But that's another story. So in a nutshell, like I said, I'm not trying to bash Lanzar or Walmart for this product. I knew what I was getting because I knew what to look for. And I'm just trying to help somebody else out, to kind of like learn the way that I learn. I'm in this thing because I like sound. I like to not have my pockets hurting after I do purchase things, and I'm not trying to get suckered into getting caught up in these numbers like this rating is on this amp right here. So I'm just trying to help somebody else out, learn the way that I learn, and just, have fun out there, man. Enjoy your music, enjoy, being a bass head. It's a fun thing. It's very enjoyable for me, and I just want to pass it along to everybody else. So until next time, don't forget to like or subscribe. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. If you liked it, of course, give me a thumbs up. And leave a comment in the section below. Give me a tip on what I could have done better, how I could have made this video better. And also leave a tip as to what you would like me to maybe do a review on next, in terms of amplifiers and things of that nature. Till next time, it's your boy D, and I'm out.